Today, we will be discussing how gender affects different college statistics. First, Brody will discuss male and female hiring rates after college and how social cognitive theory affects this statistic. Then Emma will go into male and female acceptance rates at SDSU and how the gender role theory affects this. Mark will then go into male and female graduation rates and how the credentialism theory applies. And finally, Lexi will go into male and female predominant majors by using the structural functionalism theory. She will go into the sports aspect of college and use the symbolic interactionalism theory to take a deeper look. Our purpose is to discover how the implications of gender affect college life.
Hello, my name is Lexi Wilson, and I will focus on the male and female predominant majors part of the topic and incorporate the sociological concept of structural functionalism. The popular source that contributes to our understanding is the growing gap between men and women in college competition that talks about why there's a difference between men and women college majors and the college major choice and gender gap. The Journal of Human Resources peer-reviewed article that examines the differences in male and female predominant majors at the university. So, to this first image, many universities have a wide array of majors in which students are able to choose from based on their interests, but how big is the difference between male and female predominant majors? According to the image above, shows evidence of the rate in which genders are more predominantly dominated by female or male students. By analyzing this evidence through the social concept of structural functionalism, we can start to understand why the majors are predominantly populated by males or females. Structural functionalism is a theory in which society's many parts, institutions, norms, traditions, and so on mesh to produce a stable working whole that evolves over time. By applying this sociological concept to the evidence, we can understand that universities fall under institutions that convey gender norms through the majors they provide in order to produce a diverse working university by having both male and female predominant majors that may change over time. For instance, health is a predominant female major because most women in society that go into college are stereotyped as nurses and healthcare providers, whereas businesses has more males because it's portrayed as a male major because it is seen as a more dominantly male job in our society, as well as males becoming stereotyped into becoming business majors because it's seemingly easy qualities. The next image is evidence about women more likely to complete college than men. This evidence above shows a graph of male and females graduating with bachelor degrees from 1970 to 2021. And the increase can be shown from males graduating more females in 2021 graduating than males. It can be inferred that more women apply to college or stay into college to complete their bachelor's degree than their male counterparts. This implication provides more evidence for the reasoning behind male and female predominant majors provided at college because it shows which genders are more likely to apply and or graduate compared to their opposite. Universities will apply this to their schools in order to increase their graduation rates, which means providing more major opportunities applicable for females or providing more diverse environment in order to gain more female applicants for their university. The evidence above concludes that the increase of female predominant majors because of the sociological concept of structural functionalism of having a university create a diverse environment in order for it to function. By including a wider range of majors, seeing which majors are more predominantly male and female provides an insight on what majors colleges lean towards in order to create a more functioning institution. This graph supports this by showing which gender is more successful, giving colleges a better understanding of which majors to fund in order to increase the college graduation rate overall.
My name is Emma Shea, and I'll be focusing on the male and female acceptance rate aspect of the topic and incorporate the sociological concept of gender role theory. The popular source that contributes to our understanding is Analytic Studies and Institutional Research from San Diego State that talks about gender acceptance rates at SDSU, as well as Seeking Gender Balance, Selective Colleges Are Giving Men an Advantage in Admission by the Hechinger Report, which is a peer-reviewed article that examines acceptance rates based on gender on a broader scale. My name is Emma Shea, and I will be looking into the male and female acceptance rates at SDSU and take a deeper look into how the sociological theory of gender role affects this statistic. First, I'm going to explain what the gender role theory is. Gender role theory states that the greater the difference in social roles performed by males and females, the greater the difference in attitudes and behaviors. This means the more they perform the same social roles, the more similar their behaviors and attitudes will be. Specifically, I'll be looking into how the gender role theory affects San Diego State's acceptance rates. San Diego State already has a higher female to male ratio amongst their student body. In fact, SDSU currently has 19,926 women enrolled, whereas they only have 15,618 men enrolled. In fact, in 2022, San Diego State had 58,239 women applicants and only 41,912 male applicants. SDSU ended up admitting 23,658 women undergraduates and 15,362 male undergraduates. That's a very large difference. In fact, they admitted almost 9,000 more females than males. There were 6,172 women that actually enrolled and 4,613 men. Historically, colleges were considered male institutions up until about the 1850s when the first women's college was established. Until about the 70s, males continued to be the dominant gender at most institutions. However, recently this trend has been reversed and there are significantly more women who attend college than men. The impact of fewer men attending college and learning the skills of the new world, whether that be communication, ethics, or social tolerance, will create a very large demographic not prepared for this new multicultural society. Although big strides have been made towards gender equity in the past few years, men have been left out of this conversation. Statistics show that men are prone to depression, suicidal thoughts, and other forms of out-of-touch behaviors. These gender roles that tell men to suppress any emotion other than violence or anger are directly related to these statistics. In conclusion, males, when making major life decisions, are influenced by what other males are doing. It's clear that societal influences play a major role in the way that men view the college enrollment process. A solution to this could be peer-to-peer mentoring for male students at colleges or community colleges.
Hi, my name is Lexi Wilson, and I will focus on the sports part of the topic and incorporate the sociological concept of symbolic interactionism. The popular source that contributes to our understanding is NCAA's focus on profits mean far more gets spent on men's championship. That talks about how the NCAA spends more on men's collegiate sports on average than women's, and I will go over the Sport and Social Inequality peer-reviewed article that examines how Gender plays a role in the inequality between women and male collegiate sports. So, although colleges across the nation have enacted Title IX, there is still some discrepancy over college spending between male and female sports. According to the news article, the NCAA's focus on profit means far more gets spent on men's championship by Jason Diaz goes over the unfair spending rate in which the NCAA is paid more expenses for males basketball tournaments than the females. The article states, but for sports where one championship is viewed as more lucrative than its female counterparts, differences in spending and staff emerge, leading to inequality student athletic experiences in those championships. This article conveys that NCAA's priority in which teams they support and highlights the discrepancy of expenses between male and females. Showing the males get more supported through the NCAA because they provide more money from viewers. This highlights the sociological concept of symbolic interactionism, meaning a micro-level theory in which shared meanings, orientations form the basic motivations behind people's actions. Because NCAA uses the excuse that male sports are viewed more widely across the nation and generate more revenue, they should get more equipment and supplies rather than the female sports because they don't provide as much profit. This indifference should not allow the NCAA to distribute money unequally because relying on the views and profits from sports, women will never catch up to the males since male sports are viewed more widely in society than female sports.
Hello, my name is Mark Garcia, and for my main point, I'll be going over how credentialism affects the rates of graduation for both male and female students by citing from the peer-reviewed source Comparing Success of Female Students to Their Male Counterparts in STEM Fields by Melvin Warren, which analyzes the drop rate and graduation rate of students in STEM fields, and using the popular source San Diego State University graduation rates to compare the graduation rates between the male and female students of SDSU. For graduation rates in general, citing from the popular source, SDSU graduation rates, it is shown that women have a 78.5% graduation rate in SDSU within 6 years, compared to men having a 72.6% graduation rate within the same time period. This shows that women have a 5.9% higher graduation rate than men within 6 years in SDSU, which is a significant margin considering the large population of students reaching up to 30,000 plus at SDSU. As for the peer-reviewed source, comparing success of female students to their male counterparts in STEM fields by Melvin Voren, it is revealed that women in general have a lower enrollment rate and higher dropout rate in STEM fields compared to men, stating women are less likely to graduate than men within the nominal duration plus 1 additional year. However, although women have a lower enrollment rate and higher dropout rate in STEM fields than men, the article reveals that women perform equally to their male counterparts when they have chosen to stay in studying in the STEM field. Additionally, although these lower enrollment rates and higher dropout rates are for women in STEM fields, this does not necessarily mean that all these women do not graduate from SDSU. One of the most common reasons contributing to the dropout rate, according to the article, is due to women switching majors. As seen with the high graduation rate of women in SDSU, it is probably reasonable to assume that some of these women graduated from switching majors. After all, switching majors is not an uncommon occurrence for everyone, including women. How credentialism plays into these graduation rates is due to the rising requirements of jobs caused by the increasing rate of people pursuing higher education. SDSU's graduation rates for men and women are higher than 70%, which is a substantial number of people who can be considered overqualified. This causes employers to find the need to raise their requirements in order to screen out people because there are so many people with college degrees, which plays a factor into why more women are going in and graduating from colleges in this day and age.
I'm Brody, and I will be going over the difference in hiring rates among men and women within the same majors after college. The popular source I use is Why Employers Favor Men, which is an experiment by the Harvard Business School that looks into what kind of biases affect the hiring process. The peer-reviewed source I use is called Women Lose Out to Men Before They Graduate from College by Jackie Gu, which looks at the difference in job opportunities to men and women in the same major after college. As seen before, women make up a majority of the college population and graduate more on average. However, when entering the workforce, they are often met with challenges. In the peer-reviewed article, Women Lose Out to Men Before They Graduate from College by Jackie Gu, she points out that women have much different and often worse paying opportunities than men who graduate with the same degree. She found that across all majors, women are 4 times more likely to become social workers and 30% more likely to become preschool or kindergarten teachers. There isn't a clear cause for this difference in the hiring rate of some occupations, but sexual harassment, discrimination during hiring, and other social pressures like motherhood could all be explanations for this. In the popular source, Why Employers Favor Men from the Harvard Business School, they attempt to look at what biases employers have towards women and men. For their experiment, they looked at 2 different types of biases: statistical bias, which is rooted in who the employer believes will have more inherent skills. With this type of bias, they're trying to do whatever is best for the profits of their company. The other bias, taste-based bias, is what we think of when we think of discrimination. This is when the employer does not hire someone because they are a woman, even if they are qualified for the job. The study found no evidence of taste-based bias in their experiment, yet women were hired less than men consistently. The study then points out that employers often have preconceived ideas on what men and women are good at, often associating math and technical skills with men, while associating social skills and hospitality with women. In conclusion, the hiring rates after college often steer women to specific jobs and make it harder for them to obtain the same well-paying jobs after college as men, no matter the major.